I have no doubt that 100 years from now, he will be talked about in the same way that Rockefeller and Carnegie and Ford are talked about, as people who transformed an era.
It wasn't long before her precocious son would read the World Book Encyclopedia from A to Z.
We'd lose him sometime for hours at a time, and when I would ask, "What are you doing?" he'd say, "I'm thinking, Mother."
The Gates family prized competition, and young Bill loved testing his mettle in outdoor activities and indoor games. Among his favorite board games were Risk, in which the object is world domination, and the perennially popular Monopoly, where, with a bit of luck, anyone can become a tycoon. By 1970, when Bill was just 15, he and Paul Allen went into business together. The two boys netted $20,000 with Trafodata, a computerized program they created to measure traffic flow in the Seattle area. Although Bill had the luxury of family money, he was determined from the start to make his own fortune.
The father of one of Bill's boyhood friends said Bill always had a nose for the dollar. Even as a kid, he knew the value of a contract, and even had a contract to use his older sister's baseball mitt that was signed in a legal document.
His mother used to worry that he was socially awkward. Well, maybe he was, but he had other things on his mind, and he was not rude, he was not abrupt. He was marching to a different drummer. He's a genius, and he has a different agenda.
Bill's highly respected and well-connected mother would come to play a pivotal role in his early career.
Mary served on a number of corporate boards as well as the University of Washington. She was on the National Board of United Way. Also on the National Board of United Way was the CEO of IBM, which is how her son met the CEO of IBM, through her.
By not owning the rights to the operating system, IBM would now have to pay Microsoft a licensing fee for every copy of DOS installed on its computers.
It can help a manager excel.
IBM was also about to lose its tremendous edge in computer sales.
The IBM personal computer.
As other companies introduced personal computers that were cheaper than IBM's, Microsoft was able to sell the same operating system to all of them. Once again, Gates took advantage of an opening and ran with it.
In this industry, we compete and we collaborate at the same time. Bill once had a conversation with me, says, you know, I'm a competitor, so even though I'm a friend, don't tell me information that you don't want me to use against you, because I'm going to compete with you, and if you tell me something that's useful in competing, I'm going to use that information.
In 1986, Bill Gates took his company public. He held 45% of the stock, which made him a billionaire at the age of 31. Still, Gates never felt secure. On May 22, 1990, Microsoft launched Windows 3.0. This new and improved version swiftly became a bestseller. Ultimately, OS/2 failed in the marketplace, leaving Microsoft with a virtual monopoly on operating systems for PCs. Now the Federal Trade Commission began looking at claims that Gates was using this dominance in operating systems to cut off competition by cutting prices on Microsoft products. It seemed Microsoft's mild-mannered chairman was gaining a seek and destroy image.
They prevented competitors from entering the market.
The Justice Department has charged Microsoft, the world's largest software company, with using unfair marketing and contracting practices.
In July of 1994, Microsoft agreed to stop charging the fees in question, and the Justice Department dropped the case.
I mean, we're not like an alligator. We don't go around and eat things. We come out with these little boxes, these nice little software packages, and you stick them in your computer, and you either have fun using it, and it helps you get things done, or not.
Microsoft has the power today to exercise predatory and exclusionary control over the very means by which we access this internet. It's a lot like General Motors having the ability to dictate what type of gasoline you put in your car, or what interstate you can drive on, or even how you get on the interstate.
In 2000, a federal judge ruled that the company would have to be split in two. After more than 2 decades of unstoppable success, this was a huge blow to Bill Gates.
The antitrust trial affected Bill Gates very deeply. He was very sensitive.
Meanwhile, Gates and Microsoft have set their sights to improve their software to battle against computer viruses and spam. Gates himself is said to receive 4 million spam emails per day. Whether he'll be remembered as a robber baron, a philanthropist, or the guy who simply built a better mousetrap, no one can deny he changed the way the world works and plays.
When the biographers and historians write the history of the 20th century, Bill Gates is going to go down as the best businessman of our century.